If you're looking to get your house on the market, you're going to want to make sure it's in the best shape possible. No, we don't want to do a full-blown renovation. You're not going to get your money back for that. My name is Chris Cipriani with the Cipriani team, and I'm here to walk you through 7 steps, 7 things you need to fix before you put your house on the market. Number 1, this should be obvious, but structural integrity. Listen, if you got those major foundation cracks that need to be fixed, get those fixed. Those are going to be huge things that buyers nitpick with you. The next thing, if you have roof leaks, that leaked into the drywall has that staining, get that fixed. Get the roof patched up. So that'll knock thousands off of the final sale price, and these are just red flags that most buyers are going to see and might not even put in an offer on your property. Number 2, again, a little bit obvious, but paint. Let's add a little splash of color to your strategy, or maybe reduce a little bit of color. Listen, we get it. You love that dark red accent wall in the living room, but that's not everyone's taste. You really have to kind of tone things down, depersonalize your home, but really go for neutral paint colors. I know you've heard this a million times, but the one thing that you really need to look at too, baseboards and trim. Listen, if you got a house built in the 70s or 80s or even 90s and you have that old school wooden trim and then you're painting everything else white, but you're keeping that old school trim, people see right through that. They know you're just trying to shine things up. Paint the baseboards, paint the trim as well. Make it look like it's a whole new freaking house. They don't want to see old mixed with new. I get it, you can't rip out your whole kitchen and put a new kitchen. That might be too pricey, but if you're going to do little things like painting, make sure you go all the way and make sure it looks perfect. Number 3, they say the kitchen is the heart of the home, so make sure you spruce that up. Again, you're not going to go through a full-blown reno, but it's amazing what can be done with just changing out the hardware of those kitchen doorknobs, right? Just update them a little bit. You can even go a step further and get them refinished. You can get your whole cabinets refinished for a lot less than it would be to redo the whole kitchen. Now brings us to bathrooms as well. Again, updating some fixtures, new mirrors, little things like that that can really modernize the house will go a long way and pull a lot of red flags away from a buyer's mind when they're looking at your kitchens and bathrooms. Number 4, you've heard it a million times, curb appeal is key. Now, I get it. If you got a green thumb, this is probably the easiest part. But if you don't, obviously simple things like make sure the grass is cut, throw down some new sod if possible. Keep the edgings and the borders around little gardens or little mulch areas perfect. And speaking of mulch, throw some fresh mulch down. That'll go a long way. And I'm sorry, but please, if it's summertime, pick the damn weeds. It looks terrible cutting through the interlock of your backyard or your driveway. So please pick the weeds. That'll go a long way. Number 5 is small repairs. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about little things like squeaky doors, leaky faucets, loose handles, things like that. You're gonna wanna get those repaired. People are kind of in and out of your house in 15 minutes. Little things that start to distract them and throw them off, like a little loose jiggly door handle or a lock that doesn't quite lock properly. These little things can just change the mindset of a buyer's psychology, right? They don't want anything to do. They want to walk into your house and picture it as their own. And if their own house is not going to have squeaky doors and leaky faucets, well, they're not going to move into your house that has the same thing. So start doing those little tiny home improvement things that you need to get done. Okay, so number 6, this is definitely something I've seen with a lot of buyers and what comes to their attention. Please deep clean and depersonalize. Depersonalizing is easy. Take down all the pictures of your families and friends and even maybe your dogs and cats. Really depersonalize. A buyer does want to picture themselves in your house, but deep clean. I've had a buyer, I swear, every house we went to, the first thing he looked at was the stove. If inside that oven it was filthy, the first thing he thought was the rest of the house was just cleaned before they threw it on the market, and who knows how well maintained this house is. So again, you got to think, how do buyers think when they view your house? Is your house spotless? Is the inside of your fridge clean? Be surprised how many people open your fridge. After all, it is usually included in the sale of your house. So make sure your house is clean top to damn bottom, or else you could be leaving a lot of money on the table. Number 7, let there be light. And in real estate, nobody likes boobs. But what I mean by that is those old school boob lights. Nobody likes them. Get rid of them. The old school light fixtures, dark, dingy look. upgrade them. Go to Home Depot, go to whatever your local hardware store is, get some just modern light fixtures. Even changing the bulbs to those new LED light bulbs goes a long way, brightens up the room. You don't have to rip up your ceiling and throw, pot lights everywhere. Just brighten things up. If you're in an older house that doesn't have light fixtures in the ceiling, it was just a lamp, that's fine. Upgrade the lamps. You can really modernize things with upgrading your lighting. Okay, now we got one more bonus tip. Okay, so this is not everyone's gonna need this, but if you're someone that's redoing your floors, you have old carpet, you're ripping it up, I'm just gonna throw some laminate just to shine up the house before your sale, please, for the love of God, re-screw down your subfloor. Squeaky floors can really distract a buyer as well when you're walking through a house. Now I get it, if your house was built in the 1800s, that's expected. But if your house is 20 years old and everywhere they walk, they hear squeak, 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 that's just gonna say dollar, 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 dollar. They just think they're gonna have to rip that up and redo it. Or what's this house gonna be 10 years down the road? Is it gonna be even worse? Am I gonna wake up my whole family in the middle of the night when I go to the bathroom? So please, re-screw down the floors. Just get a little bit of that squeak out if you can, if you're redoing the floors. We have plenty more if you reach out to us, but by taking care of these areas, you'll help yourself get top dollar. And of course, if you have any questions about getting your home perfectly ready to go, maximize your dollars, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to help you.